The height of Oostburg. Oostburg in white going against Fall Creek, the Crickets. 24-0 on the year, both teams unbeaten. And obviously, by the end of this game, one of those teams will not be that way. 24-0 are the records here. We're set for the opening tip between Nyan Ice and Gene Meyer, Fall Creek, and it's controlled by Oostburg. This is Nyan Ice with the ball in the right corner. Gets it inside to the big guy, outside to Potter, over on the left side to Vanderploeg, who shoots. It's no good. The rebound comes to the point of Fall Creek. We're just underway in this Class C semifinal game. Fall Creek with their first possession of the ball. Working against a 2-3 zone for Oostburg is Fall Creek. In the corner is Steinke. Gets it outside to Badman. Over in the right corner to Clark Schwach. Fall Creek being somewhat patient on their first possession. 7:18 remaining in the first quarter. There's a whistle, a traveling violation against Fall Creek. So Oostburg will take the ball inbounds. Perhaps a little bit of nervousness there in their first appearance in the state tournament.
I'm sure there is, Ken. Both teams want to start out well. Both teams have never been behind early, so that could play an important factor here in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Oostburg with possession now, and there's the steal by Schwach. One turnover apiece so far early in the game. We're 6:56 remaining in the first quarter. It's a scoreless contest. Over in the right corner to Badman of Fall Creek. He shoots from way outside, and it's good. Dennis Badman draws first blood, and Fall Creek takes a 2-0 lead, and they're into a zone press as was expected. Quickly into the four quarters, Vanderploeg driving all the way and scores. The basket will be good by Vanderploeg, and we've got a foul on Vanderploeg of Oostburg after the shot. So it's a 2-2 game with 6:33 remaining in the first quarter.
Jimmy Steinke obviously saw the basket was going to be made. Nice position by Steinke. He draws the offensive foul. Nice defensive play.
Not much the 5'11" man can do against a 6'4" forward. Here's Fall Creek with the ball now. This is Steinke in the right corner. Over to LaPointe. Back to Steinke. He'll fire. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Fall Creek's Meyer. He drives, shoots off the side of the backboard. And we should point out right at the top of the broadcast, Chuck, that these backboards are the rectangular type. This is the first time ever in the state tournament. Previously, they've been all the fan-shaped type backboard, and this may have an effect on some of the play.
I think it might the first quarter of each game, Ken, but I think as the game progresses, they'll get used to that rectangular board, and I'm sure they'll shoot very well.
Here's the alley-oop pass into Nyan Ice, and he scores. How can you defense that, Chuck?
You really don't. All you can do is put a player 6'8" against him, I think.
Fall Creek doesn't have that. Their tallest player is 6'2" Meyer, and he's in the center position. This is LaPointe from the right corner. He hits. And it's a 4-4 game with 5:45 remaining in the first quarter as Fall Creek continues with their press. This is Vanderploeg over on the right side. He gets the ball back, looking for somebody on the left side. This is Potter from outside. No good. The rebound comes to Fall Creek.
Talked to Ron Schultz before the game. He said his team rebounds well. They screen out very well for a small team, so we may watch the Fall Creek team screening out the taller Oostburg players.
They'll have to be doing that. This is Schwach from outside. Badman gets the rebound in the land of the Giants and can't get the shot to fall.
Intimidation, Ken, intimidation.
Oostburg on the semi-break. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be maintained by Oostburg. The Flying Dutchman with a 24-0 record. Oostburg is a town of 1,300, and incidentally, it's located in Sheboygan County. Not many people know where Oostburg is. We're having a reset here on the inbounds play. Fall Creek trying to battle for position to prevent that alley-oop pass into Nyan Ice, and you can look for them to try it anyway, I'm sure. There we go outside to Nyan Ice, and he scores. Check that. That was Vanderploeg.
You can almost credit that basket to Nyan Ice by drawing 4 defensive players for the alley-oop pass, and he leaves the forward wide open for the jump shot.
4 points for Vanderploeg, and Oostburg takes a 6-4 lead with 4:55 remaining in the first quarter. Fall Creek working on the perimeter of the 2-3 zone. Here's a shot by LaPointe. No good. Tapped up. No good, and controlled by Oostburg. Here comes a 3-on-2 break. This is Vanderploeg off on the right side to Potter. He gets it back to Agna. Potter with the ball. Gets it inside to Agna. Maintained possession by Nyanice. Outside, no good. Here's Brian Nyanice in and scores.
There's where the 6'8" height comes into play. You see Nyanice go straight up off the glass for the 2 points, possibly now for the 3 points. Not much you can do against a kid 6'8" when your tallest player is 6'2".
4 points for Brian Nyanice, a 6'8", 195-pound senior. And Fall Creek is calling a timeout with the score 8-4 in favor of Oostburg with 4:29 remaining in the first quarter. Stay tuned to more exciting WIAA basketball right after these messages. This is your WIAA network station.
Bob Harmon grew up near here, went away to college, but he came back. And that's good, because today he's a doctor, and his hometown desperately needed a doctor. The money for Bob's education came from right here in town, through a loan from the local full-service bank. If you ever wonder how your bank uses the money you put into it, helping develop skills to benefit the community is a good example. Your money...
It's not a great rebounding team, although they are tall. It's kind of odd with a kid 6'8", 2 kids 6'4". You can rebound better, but at times they just do not position well.
Here's Schwach from outside scoring. Clark Schwach gets his first basket of the morning, and it's a 9-6 game as Fall Creek continues with their pressure defense, and there's the turnover picked up by LaPointe. That's what they'll be looking for.
Right, Ron Schultz wants to press. He wants that ball back. We'll see Fall Creek press the entire 32 minutes.
There's a whistle and a foul on Agna of Oostburg. That's the first common foul. Substitution for Oostburg, number 30, Robin DePachter. And Jim Swart coming in for Oostburg. Here's Fall Creek with the ball. This is LaPointe over to Badman in the right corner. Again, Fall Creek being very patient on offense, as they should be against this taller Oostburg team. Here's Steinke from the right corner firing, and it's good. Jim Steinke, who's an excellent student, number 1 student in his class, gets 2 points. And it's now 9-8 as Fall Creek is cut into the 5-point Oostburg lead. Oostburg will maintain possession on the tip out of bounds.
I think, Ken, it's important for Fall Creek to stay very close to Oostburg this first quarter, if not the first half. Oostburg likes to blow their opponent out early, and if Fall Creek stays close, I think we're going to have a well of a ball game.
Here's the pass inside, tipped away, but maintained by Potter. Drives along the right side, gets it back out to DePachter, and he fires from 15, and it's good. Robin DePachter gets 2 points, and it's now 11-8 with 2:37 remaining in the first quarter. Fall Creek working against the 2-3 zone again that Oostburg is throwing. Here's LaPointe from the right side. It's no good, and the rebound is cleared by Oostburg. Quickly into the forecourt is Vanderplug. He's looking now for somebody to pass to, looking to try to get it inside. He can't. Gets it outside to Zwart. We've got a whistle. And a pushing off foul on number 43, Gene Meyer of Fall Creek. That's his second foul. We have to be careful here because Meyer is truly a valuable player for Coach Ron Schultz. There's the LU pass again into Nyanice, and he scores.
Goes off the glass very well. As we said, a 70% shooter. You can see right there with the touch that Nyanice has why he's shooting that high percentage.
And it's now 13-8. Is there any regulation about maintaining your position in the lane?
I believe once you set your position, you cannot move. And right now, Fall Creek's trying to get him to move, possibly offensive foul someone. But Nyanice, a very good ball player, knows exactly what to do in that situation.
Here's the foul by Schwach of Fall Creek on the press.
Something Coach Schultz does not want, fouls in the backcourt. You see Schwach foul right there on the play, reaching in. Not a good foul as Oostburg some 65 feet away from the basket. Not a good position to foul your man.
ADA of Wisconsin reminds you, remember milk. Great nutrition and tops in flavor. Oostburg into the forecourt with the ball as Vanderplug has it on the left side. He gets it into Nyanice. He shoots around and through. Brian Nyanice now has 9 points. He's got 9 of the 15 for Oostburg. And with 1:37 remaining in the first quarter, Oostburg goes out to a 7-point lead. There's a foul whistled against Nyanice. He was pushing off on somebody underneath the basket. That is still only the 3rd team foul against Oostburg. So Fall Creek will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Bodman will be the trigger man. And it's picked off by Oostburg. The third turnover for Fall Creek. As the ball is finally picked up by Potter on the outside. 1:22 remaining in the first quarter. Here's Potter driving all the way and scoring. Tim Potter, 17-8 now as Oostburg goes to the biggest lead of the game, 9 points, and we're still in the first quarter. Schwach in the left corner hits. Clark Schwach gets his second basket of the morning, and it's now 17-10 in favor of Oostburg. Here's the semi-break. Over to Zwart on the left side. We've got a whistle stopping play before that. Potter is called for the charging foul.
Dennis Badman takes the charge. Beautiful defensive play as he knew the pass was going to go underneath the 9 ice. He stood his ground and took the second charging foul now of the game on Oostburg.
That's one of the things that a smaller team can do against a bigger team on the break.
The smart ones do it well, as does Fall Creek.
Traveling violation against LaPointe. Fourth turnover against Fall Creek, and this is something they can't have because, again, because of the height advantage of Oostburg, they're not getting too many second shots offensively.
Oostburg surprises you. For a big team, they're also a very quick team, and they move in their zone defense very well.
This is Zwart with the ball on the right side. Gets it back to Vanderplug, who's playing outside along the right side. Gets the ball back from Potter inside to Brian Nine Ice. Looking for somebody, gets it out in the right corner as Fall Creek stays in their 2-3 zone defense. Look at the mismatch there. Gene Meyer, 6'2", going against 6'8" Brian Nyannice in the pivot. As Nyannice tends to stay in the low post, he comes out high right now. Running down to the end of the first quarter, here's Vanderplug shooting. It's no good. Nyannice gets the rebound. In and out, no good. Zwart with the ball, and he's fouled.
There you see again the height advantage. You'll see 3 shots go up here. There's the first shot. Nyannice with the rebound. His shot no good, and now the shot in the foul. So in a period of about 5 seconds there, 3 shots and a possible 2 free throws. Height, I guess, conquers all.
Certainly doesn't hurt any. Jim Zwart at the free throw line, a 6'4", 170-pound junior. Coach John Moriarty calls him one of his steadier players, even though he's not in the starting lineup. He can come in there and do the job regularly. He gets his 2 free throws, and it's now 19-10 with time running out in the first quarter, just 3 seconds. Let's see what Fall Creek can do. Here's Schwab from midcourt. No good. That's the end of the first quarter. Oostburg with a 19-10 lead over Fall Creek. Don't go away. We'll be back with more WIAA basketball after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Oostburg leading Fall Creek in this Class C semifinal game, 19-10. As there you see Coach Ron Schultz huddling with his Fall Creek Crickets. Coming into the game undefeated, but right now they're going up against a much superior team height-wise anyway, and the Oostburg Flying Dutchmen. They were ranked #1 in Class C all through the year, and at least through the first quarter of play, they've proved why they deserve that #1 ranking, going against a very good Fall Creek team and opening up a 9-point lead. Here's the jump, and the tip is controlled by actually Nyannice, but Schwach gets the ball for Fall Creek as they're down by 9 points early in the second quarter here. Oostburg staying in their 2-3 zone. This is LaPointe in the right corner, trying to get it into Meyer. Here's Schwach from outside. It's no good. Rebound tapped up by Meyer. It's no good. This is LaPointe firing way up high. No good, and Nyannice gets the rebound. Had to shoot that shot up high to get it over the tall guys.
You see the trajectory of all shots put up there, and obviously the miss on that shot because, again, of the Oostburg height.
This is Vanderplug with it for Oostburg in the right corner. Gets it into Brian Nyannice. He turns and wheels on Meyer. No good. And Meyer gets the rebound. And a whistle and a foul on Nyannice coming over the back of Meyer.
Brian picks up his second foul. A shot goes up. Nyannice over the back of Meyer. Nice positioning. And again, Coach Ron Schultz says to get rebounds, we're going to have to position #2 foul on Brian Ninehouse.
So Meyer will go to the free throw line as both teams are now in the bonus situation. Gene Meyer, one heck of a football player. He's an all-state fullback, both for AP and UPI, and also an all-conference linebacker in the Clover Belt Conference.
Scored 27 touchdowns this season in football. Quite an athlete.
That's quite a total. He makes his first free throw, and it's now 19-11 as he only picks up his first point of the game, and he's averaging 20 points a game. Coach Ron Schultz calls him one of his hardest workers, truly one of the one of the players that can really get the board and also come out leading the fast break. That second free throw will not be good because of a lane violation against Fall Creek, so it stays at 19-11 with 7:19 remaining in the second quarter. Oostburg with the 8-point lead. Against the press of Fall Creek, gets it up ahead to Zwart. He gets it in the forecourt to Vanderploeg. He fires from 14. It's no good. The rebound is Zwart. And he's fouled immediately by LaPointe, who may have gotten an elbow in the face. We're going to have a substitution now for Fall Creek. Number 33, Kent Stelter, coming into the game for LaPointe, who picks up his second foul. Kent Stelter, a 6'1", 160-pound junior, as the first substitution for Fall Creek. So at the free throw line now for Oostburg, Jim Zwart will get the 1-and-1 opportunity. First one rolls around and through. Oostburg averaging 71.8 points a game coming into the WIAA state tournament. As Zwart misses his second free throw, and it's now 20-11. Oostburg maintaining their 9-point lead that they held at the end of the first quarter.
Both teams, Ken, averaging 71 a game. Both teams giving up 46 a game. So except for the height disadvantage against Fall Creek, both teams extremely close in statistics.
Here's Fall Creek working it inside. Nice move by Meyer. Whoa! Gene Meyer gets his third point of the morning. What a move on that one. Here's Oostburg breaking into the forecourt. This is Brian Nyanice getting underneath. He can't get the roll, though. Rebound fought for and picked up by Fall Creek. A move like that by Meyer could just incite the whole Fall Creek team right there. Here's the ball into the corner for Fall Creek. Schwach has it now, and he gets it back to Bodman.
This may be a Class C game, Ken. We're seeing a big-time move right there. Beautiful move by Meyer.
This is Stelter with it on the outside. Gets it back out to Steinke. As Fall Creek now choosing to be a little patient on offense. Over on the right side to Steinke. He fires from 20. It's no good. The rebound comes to Vanderploeg of Oostburg, who gets it off to Potter as they come into the forecourt against the 1-3-1 zone of Fall Creek. And the inside to Vanderploeg. He's looking to maneuver. Gets the shot up. Can't get it to fall. And the rebound comes to Fall Creek. This is Badman on a 2-on-2 break. Now pulls up and decides to set it up. Stelter with it along the right side over to Schwach outside. Gets it into Stelter. He drives on the big guy and scores.
Good move by Stelter. He knows Nyanice has 2 fouls. He wants to have him pick up the 3rd foul. And they go to the basket very, very smartly.
That's something that probably Ron Schultz instructed Stelter when he sent him into the game to try to get inside and work against the big guy. There's Schwach blocking the shot by Nyanice. Picked up by Potter, and he scores. Clark Schwach, should correct myself right here. He is the tallest player on Fall Creek. I said that Meyer was the tallest earlier. Makes a beautiful block on Nyanice. 6'4" against 6'8". It's now 22-15 with 4:55 remaining in the first quarter. Schwach from the outside, no good. Oostburg picks up the rebound as Potter brings it into the forecourt for Oostburg. Into the corner, gets it outside to Vanderploeg. Inside to Nyanice, can't get it to fall. Fought for, he gets the rebound and puts it up and in. Good hustle that time. He almost lost possession, but got it back.
Rebounded his own shot, put it back in. What every big man should do. Very nice play by Nyanice.
Nyanice with 11 points now out of the 24 that Oostburg has as they open up a 9-point lead again. This is Stelter driving, almost got it to fall, and Nyanice clears the boards. Here's Oostburg on a 2-3 break. Potter in the left corner driving against Steinke. He gets it over to Vanderploeg, who gets the basket, and we're going to have a timeout called by Fall Creek as Oostburg goes ahead by 11 points with 4:08 remaining in the second quarter. Oostburg in front of Fall Creek. We'll be back with more basketball action right after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. 11 points as they lead Fall Creek with 4:08 remaining in the first quarter, and already Oostburg, the Flying Dutchman, with their coach John Moriarty, proving that they are an explosive team.
They certainly are, and I think right now Fall Creek is giving up the outside shot, trying to go underneath and pick up that 3rd foul on the big boy Nyanice, and I see now he is out of the ball game. So with 4 minutes to go, they will rest him with 2 fouls.
Substitutes into the game for Oostburg are Scott Agnew, number 42, and number 24, Tim Nyanice. They still have a pretty tall group in there, even without the big boy. Fall Creek will get it under their own basket on the inbound play. This is Badman with the ball. It's away outside to Steinke, over on the right side to Stelter. He fires from 15, and it's good. Ken Stelter coming in as a substitute role has picked up 4 points, and it's 26-17 now. Fall Creek down by 9. This is Wart with the ball from the right corner. And Fall Creek clears the rebound. Stelter thinks about throwing it down court, but decides better on it, and Steinke brings it up into the forecourt slowly. It's Fall Creek now having a chance to work without the big guy in there, but we've got a foul whistled on Jim Swart.
The foul goes against Swart as he reaches in here, and the free throw. Now the bonus situation comes up for Fall Creek. So the reach over the back gives Fall Creek now a chance to pull to within about 7 points.
Gene Meyer will go to the free throw line with a 1-and-1 opportunity, and he gets the first one to fall. Coach Ron Schultz says that Gene Meyer is probably his best 100% player. This player doesn't have a whole lot of natural ability, but he just gets out there and hustles on the basketball court and makes up for whatever weaknesses he might have. There's a steal by Meyer, and he gets it. A good example right there. And Fall Creek now comes to within 5 points of Oostburg. 26-21 is the score with 3:24 remaining in the second quarter. We've got a foul whistled against Fall Creek. Coming in back into the game is number 34, Brian Nyanice. Replacing number 44, Jim Swart. Substitute for Fall Creek right now is Kevin Decken. Checking into the game for number 25, Dennis Badman.
Coach Moriarty sees his 11-point lead now vanish. It's only a 5-point lead. He doesn't want to see, I don't think, that lead vanish anymore. So back in the game comes Brian Nyanice.
This is Potter with a 1-and-1, and he makes the first one. Tim Potter, a 5'10 junior. Actually the only junior on the starting team for Oostburg, averaging 8 points a game. Makes his second try. As Oostburg pretty successful from the free throw line so far this morning. Takes a 7-point lead, 28-21 with 3:21 remaining in the second period. Class C semifinal action. Winner of this game gets into the Class C final scheduled for Saturday at 1 o'clock. The other Class C semifinal game is scheduled for tomorrow morning when Prentice will be going against the defending champion, Marathon. 3 out of the 4 teams in Class C undefeated. There's a shot from the left corner by Decken. He can't get it to fall, and we've got a foul whistled against Kent Stelter of Fall Creek.
I don't think Ken Stelter really thought he fouled Nyanice on the play. The rebound goes up. Nyanice comes down strong with the ball. And again, over the back is Stelton. So it'll be another bonus situation for Oostburg and a chance to pull that lead now to 9 points.
Brian Nyanice, 6'8", 195-pound senior. Coach John Moriarty says that he just dominates play, and as we've seen so far in this game, he has. Makes his first free throw. His high game during the year was 36 points against Reedsville, and that was in tournament play along the trail. That was what Coach John Moriarty called the team's toughest game along the trail in their 24-0 record. As Oostburg now goes back to their 9-point lead, 30-21 with 2:45 remaining. Second quarter, Fall Creek on offense. This is Schwach from the left wing, and he scores. Clark Schwach showing good outside scoring ability, makes it 30-23, and here's a turnover by Fall Creek. Stelter on the drive, he gets it underneath to Meyer, he scores.
Gene Meyer worked very well underneath the basket. That time Nyanice could not foul, he's already got 2 fouls.
30-25, 2:20 remaining.
The press brings him back to within 5 points.
Inside to Nyanice, what can you do? He scores. Brian Nyanice, 15 points. Not quite half the total that Oostburg has as they go back in front, 32-25. This is Schwach with the ball. Gets it in the corner to Steinke. Gets it inside to Meyer. He drives right around Nyanice, but it's blocked by Tim Nyanice. By the way, those two are not related. And here's the turnover by Fall Creek, but Stelter goes out of bounds.
Fall Creek is very, very tough defensive ball club. They scrap you all the way, whether they're down by 15 or down by 5, and they know they've got to get back in this ball game with 1:43 to go in the half.
Oostburg with the ball. This is Vanderploeg. He rolls it around the rim. Nijenice gets the rebound, bounces it off the Fall Creek player's foot. Shot is up again by Vanderploeg, no good, and Fall Creek maintains possession, but we've got a turnover. Kevin Decken palmed the ball, actually, for a traveling violation, and Oostburg will get the ball back with 1:28 remaining. Oostburg, the Flying Dutchman, averaging 71.8 coming into this game. This is Potter from the lane. He scores. 34-25. I'm sure Coach Ron Schultz would like Oostburg to be taking more outside shots if they can. In close like that, they're not going to be playing too much good defense right there. Fall Creek with the ball on offense, down by 9 points. Steinke has it out top over to Schwach. Over to Stelter, looking inside, trying to get it into Meyer, and he does against the big guy. Turns around, blocked again by Nijenice, and it goes out of bounds off Brian Nijenice. He got the block from Tim, but he couldn't maintain possession of the ball.
Nice help by Tim Nijenice, knowing that Brian cannot pick up his third foul. Nice defensive play out of bounds now to Fall Creek.
It's twice in a row now that Meyer has moved around Brian Nijenice, but Tim is over there on the other side ready to block the ball.
It's going to be hard for Fall Creek to get good shots with only one man, that being Meyer, underneath. Most of their shots will come from outside. If they don't hit a good percentage, as we see now, they're down by 9 points. It'll be tough to come back.
This is Decken from outside. Doesn't get it. He gets his own rebound, though. That rolls around no good. Schwach again scores. Good hustle by Fall Creek.
Excellent effort on the offensive backboard right there. 3 shots. They finally had one drop.
Potter gets it across the midcourt line in the left corner to Nijenice. He fires from 10, rolls around, no good. The rebound fought for and picked up by Fall Creek as they're on the semi-break, and time runs out in the second period. So that's the end of the first half of play in this Class C semi-final game. Oostburg leading Fall Creek 34-27. We'll be back with more right after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
PBS station. When they get a big lead on a team, they play very well, as most teams will. Fall Creek is
inbound the ball, going from right to left in the second half. Oostburg ahead by 7 points over Fall Creek as we start third quarter action. And a 3-second violation, turnover against Oostburg. So Fall Creek will get the ball for the first time in the second half. This Fall Creek team coming into the game 24-0. This team has basically played together since 5th grade, and they've had a good group coming up all the way through the school system in Fall Creek, so they know they've had a good team coming into this year. As Meyer drives, we've got the whistle, and the basket does not count. The foul is whistled on Tim Nijenice. That's his first individual foul.
Here, this Fall Creek team has won 9 straight football games, primarily the same 5 out here, and 24 bucket games this year. So these kids, these 5 are 33-0 since school started. Quite an accomplishment.
That is great. Fall Creek getting a tip, but couldn't get it to fall, and the ball is cleared by Tim Nijenice of Oostburg, and they bring it into the forecourt again, ahead by 7 points. We're early in the third quarter of play of this Class C semifinal game. Class A game to follow on this WIAA network station. Madison La Follette and Milwaukee Tech, and we've got a whistle and a foul called on Brad LaPointe of Fall Creek. That's his 3rd foul, as he had to sit out part of the second quarter with 2 fouls. So Brad LaPointe picks up foul number 3, and Ron Schultz making no move to put anybody in to replace him, so he's going to stay in there with 3 fouls as Oostburg has the ball in the forecourt. Potter losing possession to Badman, who brings it into the forecourt now for Fall Creek. Badman pulls up, gets it back to Schwach, who fires from 15, off the rim, no good. Rebound to Meyer, he's in the lane, and he shoots. No good again, and the rebound to Oostburg.
I think that time, again, intimidation on the part of the big men for Oostburg made the Fall Creek player change his shot quite a bit.
When you think about the shot before you go up with it, that's intimidation. Oostburg with the ball now, and still a 7-point lead. No scoring yet in the third quarter. We have 6:31 remaining in the third quarter. There's the ball getting almost into Nijenice. This is Vanderploeg from the left wing. No good, off the front of the rim, and Meyer clears the boards for Fall Creek. As they're on the run now, this is Steinke over on the right side to LaPointe. Back outside to Meyer, who drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound, fought for. We've got a big pile up, and Tim Nyanice is called for traveling violation.
Meyer, a nice drive down the middle, wanted the big boy to pick up the foul, was not successful, and the Oostburg team rebounds, the ball goes out of bounds. Nice play by Gene Meyer.
This is Badman with the ball. Out to Steinke, who fires from way outside. No good. Cleared by Nyanice. Loses it for a moment and gets it off as Oostburg gets possession in the backcourt. You know, Brian Nyanice really isn't in any serious foul trouble right now. He's only got 2, but Coach John Moriarty was telling us yesterday that he really hasn't had too much foul trouble this year. He has not fouled out of a game.
Well, as soon as we say that, Ken, Nyanice picks up his 3rd foul. They go underneath to Nyanice. He was called for an offensive foul, so it'll be 3 fouls right now and 5:43 to go.
We'll be back with more basketball action right after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Mary and Jim Lindstrom got the idea.
The big factor, Brian Nyanice now with 3 fouls is staying in the game. We do have a substitution, Robin DePachter, in for number 42, Scott Agna for Oostburg. So it'll be really crucial now that Nyanice does not pick up his 4th foul. We're still not even to the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. It's Fall Creek with the ball in the forecourt. This is Steinke with it in the left corner. Gets it outside to Badman. They're trying to get it in, I think, to Meyer if they can against Nyanice, but he hasn't been open. And the tight 2-3 zone played by the Oostburg Flying Dutchman. There it is, inside to Meyer. He fires, but it's blocked nicely by Nyanice, and he gets his own block shot. Ahead to Tim Nyanice, and he holds up and gets it back to Potter. Again, no score here in the 3rd quarter. Inside to Vanderplug, and as he goes up with the shot, he's fouled by Steinke of Fall Creek.
Dave Vanderplug really cannot go up with a shot as he's hacked on the arm before he gets the shot away. They will give him 2 shots, though. And Fall Creek picks up a 2nd team foul of the 3rd quarter.
At the line, Dave Vanderplug, a 6'4", 170-pound senior, averaging 13 points a game as he gets his 7th point of this game. He's the 2nd leading scorer for Oostburg and also the 2nd leading rebounder as he gets his 8th point. And the first points of the 3rd quarter finally scored with 4:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Oostburg goes back out to a 9-point lead, 36-27. Fall Creek with the ball. Badman gets it on the weak side to Steinke, who drives off the side of the backboard, comes back to LaPointe, who fires from 15, no good. And the rebound comes to Nyanice. As Oostburg on the 3-on-3 break, this is Potter over on the left side to DePachter, but he's whistled for a traveling violation. The 9th turnover against Oostburg.
Fall Creek got back on defense very quickly that time, knowing Nyanice started the Oostburg fast break. Credit the Fall Creek defense with that turnover.
This is Steinke with it in the right corner, over to LaPointe, and it's picked off by DePachter of Oostburg. 7th turnover by Fall Creek, and it's still 36-27. As Nyanice has it at the free throw line, drives to the right side, gets it inside to Vanderplug, who turns and fires, no good. The rebound fought for, and it comes outside. Saved by LaPointe and picked up by Potter of Oostburg. That's a smart thing to do right there. He fires it down court. If you're going to lose possession of it, you might as well put it into the other team's back court. As Vanderplug has it, the best driver for Oostburg, gets it inside to Nyanice, who turns and fires, but he's fouled by Schwach of Fall Creek.
Carl Schwach, he thought he had the good block on that play. As Nyanice goes around, Schwach up. Schwach jumps very well for a 6'4" kid, and look from here like it possibly was a good block, Ken.
Number 33, Ken Stelter, checking into the game for Brad LaPointe. Stelter coming in, giving the team a pretty good lift in the first half as he picked up 4 points. This is Nyanice at the free throw line. Makes his first one. That's 16 points now for Nyanice. Excellent free throw shooting in this game and all throughout the year. He's got 8 free throws.
Brian Nyanice, along with Dave Vanderplug, both all-conference for Oostburg in the Central Lakeshore Conference. Both fine ball players.
Fall Creek has yet to score in the third quarter, and we have 3:35 remaining. They're down now by 11. 38-27 as the scoring of play has slowed down a little bit here in the third quarter.
Fall Creek still looking for their first points. They have gone now almost 5 minutes and have not scored a point the third quarter. There we go. I knew I could do it for you. Luck of the Irish.
And a happy St. Paddy's Day to everyone listening on this WIAA network station. As Fall Creek cuts the lead to 9 points, 38-29 with 3:04 remaining, third quarter. This is Vanderplug with the ball. Gets it over to Proctor. He gets it back, drives to the free throw line and fires. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for and picked up by Badman. Here's a 2-on-1 break for Fall Creek. Badman off to Steinke. He gets the ball, and we got a whistle. And what do we have? I think a foul whistled on number 32. Dave Vanderplug on the arm.
Pass right there. Nice defensive play as Steinke goes up. The foul occurs as Steinke goes up for the 7-foot jump shot. So it'll be Oostburg now picking up their third team foul. And Fall Creek with a chance to pick up their third and fourth points of the third quarter. 2:50 to go.
Jim Steinke at the free throw line with 2 free throws, making the first of it. Checking into the lineup for Oostburg, Jim Zwart replacing Tim Nyanice.
You know, I asked Ron Schultzken before the ball game if he had an advantage today. He said being St. Patrick's Day, wearing green and being nicknamed Crickets was at least a 12-point advantage.
They're down by 7, though. With 2:40 remaining, here's a steal by Fall Creek as Schwach picks it up at the midcourt line. That's the 10th turnover. And that's exactly what the press is designed to do. Turn the ball over and get the ball back. As Fall Creek can now cut the lead to 5.
Big basket, Ken. Big basket right here.
Here's Badman again. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, and it goes out of bounds, and Oostburg will get possession of it. Badman had the open shot, but couldn't get it to fall.
Man-to-man full court press right now employed by Fall Creek.
You know what's interesting about this press by Fall Creek? They've got their guards in the forecourt. They've got their bigger men, Meyer and Schwach, in the backcourt. Here's the pass ahead to Vanderplug. He gets it out to Nyanice. Nice pass. The ball won't go down, though. And Steinke gets the rebound. Woo! Steinke fires one right through a crowd, and Oostburg will maintain possession of the ball. Will get possession of the ball, rather. Nice pass by Vanderplug on the last time down the court, but as you said yesterday, there's really no reason for a big guy like Nyanice missing a layup, and that's practically what he had that time.
I think he might have been afraid to offensive foul Meyer underneath, so possibly having 3 fouls has affected his offense along with his defense.
There's Vanderplug driving the baseline. Nice move. Dave Vanderplug gets his 10th point of the afternoon, and it's 40-31 Oostburg. There's the ball inside to Meyer. He fakes. Nice fake and scores. He got Nyanice up into the air and went right around him. Gene Meyer showing some great inside scoring ability. Makes it 40-33 in favor of Oostburg, as here's Vanderplug driving all the way. He stops and shoots from the baseline. It's no good. The rebound is picked off by DePoctor, who gets it off in the inside to Nyanice, who leans in on Meyer and can't get it to fall. Gets the rebound. Turns again. No good again. Out of bounds and maintained by Oostburg. Some heavy play under the boards there.
I think Brian that time was lucky not to pick up his 4th foul, possibly on a charge. And as again we say, his offense has been affected by 3 personal fouls.
Here's the alley-oop play. Nyanice inside. No good. And Steinke gets the board. Nyanice with 3 tries just then. Inside. Could get none of them to go down. And Fall Creek gets the ball down by 7. Inside to Meyer. Working against Nyanice, and we've got a whistle and a foul on Zwart from behind, coming in on Meyer.
Jim Zwart picks up his 2nd foul on the replay as we see Zwart fouling. The Fall Creek man 2 shots now, and I think, Ken, it might be a good idea, possibly for Oostburg, to rest Nyanice. He's past these next 53 seconds. Give him a rest, let him start the 4th quarter fresh.
But Coach John Moriarty doesn't look to be sending anybody in right now, as Meyer picks up his 12th point of the afternoon and makes the 2nd free throw. That's 13 points for Meyer. He got off to a slow start, didn't score in the first quarter, but he's come on now, and Fall Creek is only down by 5, 40-35, as they've cut into the lead here in the third quarter after getting off to a slow start. 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Nijanice gets it back to Vanderploeg. He turns and gets over to Nijanice along the right baseline. And I think they're working for one shot now as they look up to the clock. Down to 19 seconds now. They'll probably wait until about 10 seconds before they generate offense again. Potter with it outside. This is Vanderploeg. We've got a whistle.
Offensive foul, Ken, with 7 seconds to go. Foul, I believe, was on Jim Swart. Offensive foul, knocking Gene Meyer down. So Fall Creek here with a chance to cut that lead to 3 with 7 seconds to go.
They'll have to get it down court in a hurry. Here's Badman. He's driving, gets it off to Steinke. 2 seconds, he fires. Throws around, oh! In and out. 40-35 is the score at the end of 3 quarters. Oostburg leading Fall Creek. Don't go away. We'll be back with more WIAA basketball after these baskets because of their free throws. Here's Nijanice controlling the tap, and Oostburg gets possession at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Oostburg in the front by 5 points. This is Zwart in the lane. Shoots from inside and scores. Jim Zwart. It's his 5th point of the afternoon, and it's a 7-point Oostburg lead. Pass goes out of bounds, but it was last tipped by Oostburg, so Fall Creek will maintain possession.
If Fall Creek is going to get back in this ball game, they've got to do it quickly. They trail by 7, fourth quarter. They've got to get back right away.
Coach Ron Schultz thought that this team has always responded to pressure well. They've had some close games during regional and sectional play, but he thought that when the pressure was on, they could always come through. They'll have to be doing that now in the fourth quarter. Nice pass by Stelter underneath to Meyer. Beautiful pass, and it's 42-37, Oostburg. Fall Creek maintains their pressure defense. Potter gets the ball after some trouble in the backcourt, gets it into the forecourt, and now Oostburg sets up their offense. Inside to Nijanice, but it's nicely tipped by Stelter, who's doing a great job in there. And Fall Creek on the semi-break as things set up now. They're down by 5. Basket here would be a difference. Oostburg protecting a lead that they've held from the very beginning. Inside to Meyer. He gets it off to Stelter, who fires from the lane, and it's good. They turned it around. It was Stelter to Meyer before. This time it's Meyer to Stelter, and it's 42-39.
We can see what these kids have played since 5th grade, Ken. They passed very well. Super teamwork. They're back in the ball game now. They're down by 3.
Oostburg needs a basket right now, as they have only scored 8 points in all the second half here. That shot doesn't go, but the rebound comes to Zwart, and he gets his second basket of the fourth quarter, and it's now 44-39. Jim Zwart doing a fine job for Oostburg in a substitute role. There's one team in Wisconsin that performs for you every day. They're the career agents from the rural companies. Ball goes out of bounds, but Fall Creek will maintain possession. This is the first time for Fall Creek in the state tournament since way back in 1938. That's 39 years since they've been here in Madison playing in the state tournament. They're trying to pull off a fourth quarter rally here, trailing Oostburg much of the game, and now they're down by 5 points. Oostburg is making their first trip ever as Steinke shoots from the left corner and scores, and it's now 44-41 with 5:40 remaining. Meyer on the steal on the inbound, scores, and it's 44-43. It's a 1-point ball game. A whistle. We've got a foul on Stelter of Fall Creek in the backcourt.
Gene Meyer, super play, very quick hands, goes up, puts in the 2 points, followed though by Stelton's foul. So that'll be the 15th foul. Oostburg only 4 on Fall Creek. Timeout.
Shooting in this fourth quarter to get here. They're 4 for 4 from the field in the fourth quarter. And that has brought them to within the 1-point margin of Oostburg. 40-35 was the score at the end of 3 quarters.
Both teams will be in the bonus now, Ken, the last 5 minutes of this very crucial fourth period.
And believe me, those free throws really get crucial down the stretch. Inside to Nijanice, and he scores.
His first basket this half.
Nijanice now has 19. You can see what Oostburg does when they're in trouble. They go to the big guy. 46-43 with 5:13 remaining as Fall Creek now down by 3. And Oostburg playing a little bit more of an aggressive defense now as they kind of lost their composure a little bit earlier in the fourth quarter. This is Badman with the ball in the left corner. He thought about shooting. Inside to Meyer. He fires against Nyanice off the back of the rim, and Nyanice gets the board. And this is Vanderploeg quickly into the forecourt for Oostburg. Almost a steal by Badman, but Proctor has it. It's back outside to Potter. It's now Fall Creek and pretty much a man for man. Here's the ball going out of bounds, and it'll be maintained by Oostburg.
Oostburg doing something a little differently right now, Ken. They're putting Nyanice on the high post, trying to go underneath the Swart and Potter low post. So maybe the 3 fouls has affected their offense.
This is Vanderploeg. No good, but Swart gets the rebound. Jim Swart gets his 9th point of the afternoon. Coach John Moriarty says he's one of the strongest rebounders, and he did it right there. He's got 6 points right now in the fourth quarter. 48-43, 4:14 remaining. Schwach from outside, no good. Fall Creek goes a little cold now from the field, and Oostburg clears the boards, and they've got a 5-point lead. That's 4 points in a row now for Oostburg, and they can make it 6 right here on this possession. Inside to Nyanice. He turns and shoots over Stelter and scores.
Completely changed the momentum, Ken. Fall Creek was 4 for 4. They've gone cold. Oostburg now 3 out of 3.
Fall Creek calling timeout with the ball into the forecourt now. 3:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. They're down by 7. They need a basket here. This is Badman from the left corner. No good, and the rebound comes to Vanderploeg.
Basket here, Ken, I think, could just about put things in good shape for Oostburg right now. They lead by 7. A bucket here puts them up 9 with almost 3 minutes to play.
This is Vanderploeg at the free throw circle, and he'll shoot from there. It's good. 8 points in a row for Oostburg, and it's now 52-43 as Vanderploeg gets 12 points for the afternoon. And the game is getting out of reach right now for Fall Creek. Meyer inside. It's it outside to Badman, over to Stelter, who fires from 17. Around and no good. Rebound fought for, and we've got a foul called on Fall Creek. Schwach called for the foul.
Mark Schwach goes up with Ninehouse, reaches in, and Ninehouse is fouled. So now Brian goes to the free throw line, as that's the 15th foul on Fall Creek. So Brian Ninehouse now a chance to pick up a few more free throws and add to the Oostburg 52-43 lead. 2 big free throws here for the #1 rated team in Class C, the Oostburg Flying Dutchmen.
They're ahead by 9 points. As we said, this is 8 in a row as they're trying to break this game open midway through the fourth period. His first free throw is no good. Fall Creek gets the ball back. Fall Creek down by 9 points, working the ball on the perimeter of the 2-3 zone thrown at them by the Oostburg Dutchmen. Shot won't go, and it's picked off picked up by Schwach, who fires from the left corner, no good. Rebound comes to Nyanice. He's tied up, and Meyer commits the foul.
Nothing Gene Meyer can do. He goes up very strong with Nyanice, goes to the ball, fouls Nyanice over the back. Gene Meyer just picks up an aggressive foul, and they want to get that ball, as they very well should. 3rd foul on Gene Meyer. I'm sure Coach Schultz will leave him in the ball game. 2:33 to go.
52-43 is the score as Nyanice goes for the first of a 1-and-1 situation and makes it. Now the Oostburg lead goes to 10 points, 53-43, and that's the biggest since first half action. Fall Creek in a cold spell right now. Haven't scored for the last couple of minutes as Nyanice scores again. He's got 23 points. He's over his average of 22. His high game, 36 against Reedsville in regional play. Here's Meyer from the right corner firing. No good. He clears the boards. Nyanice does. And 2:20 remaining now. Fall Creek will probably be going into a situation here where they're going to have to foul to get the ball back. Here's Vanderploeg underneath the Zwart. He works and fires. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. And goes out of bounds, and Fall Creek will get the ball.
Well, Fall Creek obviously, in a way, still in the ball game, but they just cannot hit that shot. They had 4 for 4, have not made a basket now the last 4 minutes.
knocked out of bounds, but it went off the leg of Kent Stelter. So a costly turnover right there. That's their 9th turnover of the game. And Oostburg will inbound the ball against the Fall Creek pressure defense. Down court to Vanderplug, who shoots and scores. And they're breaking it open right now.
You can see why they've been rated number 1 all year long. When they've got to put it in, they certainly can.
There's a steal by Potter. He gets it ahead to Nyanice, who gets it ahead to Vanderplug. That's 2 turnovers right in a row against Fall Creek, and it's now 56-43 with 1:35 remaining in the game. It's going to take an awful big turnaround for Fall Creek to come from behind. It seemed like they just had it, and then it slipped away. They were down 44-43. Here's Nyanice inside and scores.
Well, the big kid started going to the basket with authority, even though he had 3 fouls. And when he goes to the basket, you can't stop him. And the game obviously was turned around at that point.
58-43 with 1:19 remaining in the 4th quarter. Earlier in the 3rd quarter when you suggested that he perhaps should be taking out of the game, but he responded nicely and rallied in the 4th quarter to lead the team on to what is now a 15-point lead as the ball is knocked out of bounds and Fall Creek will maintain possession. Also in the 4th quarter, Oostburg has been rebounding very well, an 8-2 edge on the boards as they've been giving Fall Creek pretty much just one shot as the ball goes out of bounds and Oostburg will get possession. It's certainly nothing to be ashamed of for the Fall Creek Crickets. A truly fine team coming into this game, and they've just had to go against the tremendous size of Oostburg, which, by the way, has the tallest front line in this whole tournament. Not just Class C, but in the whole tournament. 6'8", 6'4", 6'4" across the front line, and that has proved the difference down the stretch. As Tim Potter will go to the free throw line for Oostburg with a 1-and-1 situation. With 1:04 remaining in the game.
Tim Potter, 2nd team all-conference, Ken. He's a very fine ball player and has done a lot the second half to turn this game around for Oostburg.
You know, Coach John Moriarty of Oostburg, when we were talking to him yesterday, said that his team seemed to respond better when they were put under a little bit of pressure. He said they trailed a lot in first quarters of games as Vanderplug gets a nice pass and scores. He said that his team sometimes had problems early in the games, and some of the games where they were behind at times. They just seemed to respond, and when the pressure was to them, they could respond to it and come through, and that's exactly what happened in this 4th quarter here.
Well, they certainly have. You can see again why they're rated number 1 in the Class C. Terrific talent, very well coached.
Coach Ron Schultz is setting in now 5 substitutes as he's basically conceding the game to Oostburg right now. Sends in Don Hahn, 5'10" junior, Keith Poise, Russ Nickel, Artie Schrader, and Bruce Anderson. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of for Fall Creek coming into the game 24-0. Just a great team all the way through the year, having some tough calls in the sectional. They had to beat Schellsburg in the sectional semifinal, and they really blew it open in the sectional final against West Salem, 82-52. But a great team coming in, really dominating play in the Clover Belt Conference and giving really Oostburg one heck of a battle this afternoon.
They certainly did. Coach Schultz also coaches football, and as we said, now a 33-game win streak in 2 sports coming to an end for these fine athletes. And let's give credit where credit is due. They battled Oostburg all the way down to the wire.
As we've got some substitutes into the game now for Oostburg as the ball comes down court, and we've got a scramble for it, and we're going to have a jump ball into the game for Oostburg. Let's see if I can pick them up quickly for you. Tom Vanderplug, who's a cousin of Dave, Mike Clark, Bruce Lammers, Jay Gracious, and Dan Winvin, who has the ball right now. 3 seconds left to go, 60-43. We've got a whistle. 2 seconds remaining. The foul is whistled on Keith Poise. But Oostburg is going to be the winner of this ball game, 60-43. That's really a shame that the score is going to wind up at such a big margin. Actually, Fall Creek has not scored since that one timeout. It was 44-43, 16 straight points by Oostburg. On the score sheet, it's going to look like a no contest game, but coming into the middle of the 4th period, it was a tight game. As now Clark goes to the free throw line, doesn't get it the foul, and there's the final. Oostburg over Fall Creek in the Class C semifinal game as Coach Ron Schultz goes to shake the hand of John Moriarty And the players shake hands in midcourt. 60-43 is the final score. Don't go away. We'll be back right after these words from our sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.